You've made it to New York City, the dance capital of the world, where you gain instant access to realizing your dreams, developing your talents, and making it all happen. You are live at Broadway Dance Center.
Hi, I'm Michelle Assaf. Welcome to the Live at Broadway Dance Center Active Isolated Strength program. This is a revolutionary technique that was developed in order to pinpoint, isolate, and strengthen each individual muscle used to perform as a dancer and athlete. I've been in this industry for the last 20 years, and as a director, choreographer, and teacher, I've seen injury, weakness, and so much frustration among young dancers as well as professionals who are unaware of just how to strengthen properly. This technique will give them the tools to do so. We have Jim and Phil Wharton, the founders of this method, here with us today to help us out. So let's get started. We're going to start at the feet and work our way all the way up the body.
Dancers and other athletes should strength train because in the activity they're doing in dance or another sport, they're actually using the muscles to do the activity. Generally, we think that by doing the activity, we're getting stronger. To a degree, we are, but there's a diminishing return because we're actually using the muscle to do that activity. We've got to put structural strength back in or measured resistance back into the muscle to continue to do the activity.
So we're going to start today just with stretching the ankles, warming up the ankles before we get into the strengthening work. So I want you to flex the foot, put the hands under the metatarsal, hold it 2 seconds, and let it go. We're going to do this for 8 times. 2, and release. Easy stretch. 3, make sure you're pulling evenly on both sides of the foot. 4, and release. 4 more. Pull it up and let it go. Pull the toes up. 2, and release, reaching the toes towards your face. 3, and release, and 1 more. 4. Now you're going to rotate the foot in, stretching the outside. Release and switch, stretching the inside and let it go. And 2, release, easy. 3, good work, and 4, release and out. 2 more, in, release and out. Let's shake out that leg and go to the left leg, flexing and pull it up for 8 and let it go. Easy. 7 and release and 6. Don't be scared to pull. You're not going to pull your foot off. Just really get the stretch deep into that calf muscle. No one's ever pulled their foot off yet. And flex, right? Release and flex, release. 1 more and flex. Now you're going to rotate the foot in. You're going to stretch the outside of that left foot and stretch the inside. Release. Again, out and let it go. And 2. 2 more sets to the right. Release and left. Good work. And last one, right and let it go. And left, and shake out that leg. Now you're going to bring the right foot in and you're going to go as close as you can to your glute. This is going to get more now the Achilles. So hands underneath the foot, flex it up for 8. Don't pull on your toes, but actually put the hands right under the ball of the foot. And 7, that was actually 6, and 5, and 4, easy. 3, pull hard, and 2, and 1. Let's just do a few rotations right there. Take it in, release, and out. Release. 1 more, in, good work, and out, and shake it out. Other side, pulling that left foot in, and you have 8, release, and 7, let it go, and 6, release, exhaling each time on the work phase, and 4, and 3, and 2, and last one. Now you're going to rotate in, stretch the outside, let it go, and 2, 2 more, and out, all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and last one, right and left, and shake it out. The third stretch for the calf is going to be with a straight leg. You want to tighten the quadricep. If you happen not to be very flexible, you can take the sock, tube sock with a weight at the bottom, which I will explain later what that is for, and you can put it around the bottom of the foot. Make sure it's around the ball of the foot, not around the arch. So if you watch Aisha, she's going to use the sock. Okay? So we're going to flex the foot, tighten the quadricep, you're going to flex. 2 seconds hold, point and release. and flex, hold, point, and release. And you slowly want to walk yourself all the way down as far as you can and relax the back of the neck at the bottom. And flex, stretch, point, release. Flex, stretch, point, release. Make sure that quadricep is lifted so you're not pushing into the back of the knee, and one more. Now we're going to rotate all the way in to stretch the outside and out to stretch the inside. Again, in and out. A couple more times. Take it in and out. Again, really make sure you're breathing in and out. Beautiful. And shake out that leg. Let's take the left leg. So flex the foot. 2 second. Pull, stretch out that calf and point and release it. And 2, easily walking the body closer to your foot each time. Exhale. When you get to the lowest point, you want to relax the head slightly. No pressure in the back of the neck. Again, flex and release and flex and release. Now you're going to rotate in to stretch the outside and out to stretch the inside. Again, in and release and out. Release. 2 more. And in and let it go. Breathe. Exhale. Pull those toes all the way back with the muscle in the foot. Reach your toes towards your face. And last one. And let it go. Good job, guys. All right, now we're going to warm up the toes. So I want you to put your fingers, 2 fingers, right under the toes. Imagine you're a bird and you're going to squeeze as hard as you can and let it go. So you're squeezing, you're trying to break that branch. You should see all 5 joints in the top of your foot sticking out. So squeeze and release as hard as you can. Release. You want to have space between all 5 toes. And release. Now take your thumbs on top and stretch it down. So first you're gripping with the toes, like you're making a fist, but with the toes, and then assist with your hands to press it down. Now we're going to spread the toes, space between all 5 toes. And pull back, stretch it, and let it go. And 2. Release. Don't forget about that baby toe. It's kind of there on the end. Easy to forget about it. You want to really stretch it. 7. Other leg. And squeezing as hard as you can. And 7. And 6. All 5 toes should move at the same time. Think of pressing through that big toe first, not through your baby toe. And 3, and 2, and 1. And now stretch it down with the hands. And 7, and 6, and 5. The foot, again, the toes contract on their own at first, and then you assist with the hands. 7, and 8. And now stretch it back. 8, and 7. Easy. 6. That's it. Again, spreading the toes. 5, and 4. Easy. 3, and 2, and last one. And shake it out. Great. Let's take that right leg. You're going to take your right arm underneath it and hold onto the leg. If that's hard for you, you can also do it this way, or you can just cross the foot over. But this is kind of fun. So, hand is flat. You're going to put the thumb right underneath the arch and the fingers right on top. You're going to point the foot down and then stretch it down and release. And 2, and release. The toes are the last thing to stretch down. Don't put your hands on your toes. Allow the toes to work on their own. We're stretching right in the instep. And 3, and 2, and last one. And other leg. And you're going to stretch it down for 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. Easy. 4, warming it up. 3, and 2. Good work, guys. And 1.
Strength training isn't just important for when there's an injury and you have to rehab. Actually, it's more important for prehab or prevention of injury. Imagine that.
Now we're going to strength train. So we're going to start sitting on a chair. You all need a chair at home that's sturdy, that you're not going to fall back on. You can sit forward in the chair. A couple more props we're going to use. You can use a 2.5-pound weight, or a 1.25-pound weight, or a can of tuna, or a can of peas that you have in your cupboard. And you need to get a tube sock. All you're going to do is insert the can and or the weight inside the tube sock. That's one of our props. So the first exercise, this actually will go at the very end of your towel. You also need a beach towel or a bath towel that you have at home, and make sure you put it on a hard floor, not on a carpet. Okay, the other weight that we'll get to later are ankle weights. This is a 5-pound weight, and they actually have adjustable weights in them. So you could take one out if you're not strong enough to start with 5 pounds. So the first exercise we're going to do is to strengthen the arches. You want the towel all the way in front of you, and you're gonna sit with the right foot at a 90-degree angle, forward in the chair. I want you to watch my foot. All I'm gonna do is curl all 5 toes and try to bring that weight towards me. So using all 5 toes, as fast as I can, I'm curling my toes. Once that towel is underneath my foot, I'm just gonna lift the heel and adjust the towel, either with my hand or you can do it with your other foot, and then continue bringing that weight towards you. Now, something that's very important, watch my foot from the side. When I go to arch my foot, I want you to imagine that there's a big ant that's crawling underneath it. So the distance between my baby toe and the floor has to be the same as the distance between the big toe and the floor. You don't want to collapse to the outside or collapse to the inside. Okay? So you're going to do this 3 times, pushing your towel out. Take the right foot again. If you find that you can't lift the outside of your foot, you can even use your finger and just help assist so that that foot starts to feel where it has to lift up. Okay, we're going to do 3 sets and pull it up as fast as you can. Bring it towards you, all 5 toes moving together. And last set, throw it back out there. And again, when you put the toes down, I want you to think of all 5 toes gripping at the same time and then spread and put them down. Grip and then put them down. You want to make sure that the baby toes don't touch before the big toes. So baby toes don't go first, but think of pressing through between the first and second toe. They all touch together and then grip and continue on. And bring it towards you all the way under. This is going to strengthen right underneath your foot. And push it back out. And let's do 1 more set. If you find that you have enough, if that's easy, then you can go ahead and add some weight. Again, if you add weight on the right foot, you must add weight on the left foot at the exact same set. So make sure if you happen to have a weaker foot that you put the weight and start the exercise actually on that leg. Okay? Understand, guys? All righty. You guys can talk to me, you know. All right, great. And let's do the left foot. So throw it back out and starting on the left foot. And Phil and Jim are walking around helping out. Make sure, you guys, that they're really lifting on the outside as well as the inside. And adjust with the other foot. Go as fast as you can, pull it towards you, and then slide the towel back out again once you've got it. Second set, pull it all the way up towards you, adjust with the other foot, and grip. All 5 toes have to go together. Keep gripping. Good work, guys. And last one, throw it out, and pull it towards you. All 5 toes work together. Pull it up and adjust with the other foot. Keep going and pull. Yeah, you can adjust the towel with the other foot or with your hand when it gets under your foot. Great. Now, the next exercise, still using the weight, you want to pull it out to the right side of your body. Now, if you find, by the way, that using just a 2.5-pound weight is easy, you can add weight. So you can take more than 1 sock and put it on there, or more than 1 can of tuna. Okay, this next exercise, again, you're at a 90-degree angle. The heel is your pivot point. You're going to rotate the foot out, you're going to grip, and you're going to bring it all the way across. So imagine you're placing your baby toe where the big toe was. You're bringing that baby toe all the way under the foot. You want full range of motion here. So all the way out and all the way in. Again, as fast as you can, bring it across, slide it back out, and repeat. If you find that that was easy, go ahead and add more weight. Make sure that if you happen to be injured or have a weaker leg, that you always do the weaker side first, so that if whatever weight I do on my weaker leg is the same amount of weight as I do on the stronger leg, so we can finally balance the muscles, which is the whole reason to do this strengthening technique. How are you guys doing? All right, let's do 1 more set on the right side. So take it out there. Again, there's no movement in the hip. It's only from the foot down. Don't let that knee rock right to left. Keep that as if it were between 2 walls. And bring the foot across. And let's switch now to the opposite side. So take it all the way over. Again, make sure that the first set you start with the same amount of weight as you did on the right foot. And foot out, and grip, and across. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. And slide the towel right back out there. And if you added weight, go ahead and add weight on the left side. And let's go. Out 1 and 2 and 3. Grip 4 and 5. Last set. Again, you guys make sure that you really grip before you bring that foot across. So the toes go out, grip, pull 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Beautiful. Now we want to keep the weight still on the left side of your body. But this time we're going to use the right foot. So instead of going in, I'm going to pull out. I'm going to evert all the way out. Invert the foot, grip, and take it all the way out. And pull out, and continue, and out. And sometimes the towel gets stubborn, but you will fight the towel. Yes? And take it out, and 2, and 3, and 4. Keep pulling, 5, and 6. Couple more times, all the way out. And toes go in, grip it. Make sure you get the towel right underneath the toes and take it out and release. Under the toes, 2, release, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. And last set on the right. Is this 3, guys? Is anyone counting? Alrighty, so basically, we're gonna do 3 sets of each exercise of this one for today. If you have only enough time to do one exercise is fabulous, 2 is gonna sufficient, and 3 is wonderful. So you decide, right? If you don't have enough time, get at least 1 set in, get that blood flow in, and start strengthening. Take it to the right side. Now we're gonna use the left foot. So pull, grip. Thank you, Phil. Take it out and release. And 2, release. And 3, and out. All the way in. Again, you guys, really important you get full range of motion. So you want to supinate and pronate as much as you can. Bevel and sickle. And grip and take it out. And 2, and out. And 3, and out. Easy. 4, pull, 5, and last one. And last set. Let's go. And heel is at the pivot point. Rotate in, grip, and pull it across. Full range of motion. 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and last one. Fabulous. How do your feet feel? Airy, yeah? So now we're going to work on the ankles. So I want you to take the chair and turn it around. Your towel that was on the floor, you can use it as cushioning under your knee. So just fold it up and make a quick little pad and throw it over the top of the chair. So you want to sit down on the chair and take your right leg and swing it over the top of the chair. Here we're going to use those sock weights we talked about. This is what they're for. So you're going to take it and put it between, you can get a close-up on this, between the first and second toe. You want to take the sock and wrap it around the outside of the foot, right around the bottom of my foot. So I'm not going around the ankle, but I'm just around the bottom of my foot. And then I'm going to pull up on the top of the sock and pull it all the way through. So it is now landing there, staying there. Okay? Let's put that leg down easily and switch and apply the other weight. Okay? Again, guys, pull it between your first and second toe. You want to take it around the outside of your foot and then draw it right through and pull up so it's going to stay. Okay? So we're going to now start doing the strengthening for the ankle. So I want you to pull the toes up, put the hands underneath. We're going to do this reps of 10 and release. So demi-point, flex, and release. So your toes come up first and release. Make sure that your big toe doesn't come up first, but the baby toes. Again, flex and release. And 6, and let it go. And 7, think of spreading all 5 toes. And 8, release. 2 more, really pull it up. 9, release, and 10, and let it go. And let's switch to the other side. So starting on that right foot now, pulling up the toes muscularly and then assisting with the hand. And 2, and release. And you're strengthening. 3, and release. And 4, and release. And 5, release all the way up. 6, release. 7, 3 more, pull it up. 8, all the way down and all the way up. 9, and let it go. And last one, all the way up. Beautiful. And switch. And now we're going to rotate the foot all the way in and assist on to stretch the outside, and all the way out, you're going to stretch the inside. So actually we're strengthening the inside, and now we're strengthening the outside. And 3, and out. You want really full range of motion. And out. And 5, and out. And 6, all the way down, all the way up. Feeling that burn along the inside, and now along the outside. And 7 or 8, are we on 8? And 9, and release. Last one, 10, and all the way up. And let it go. Let's switch legs, other side. Again, adjust that towel if you need so that there's no pressure under the knee. Rotate in, strengthening the inside, and rotate out, strengthening the outside. And 2, all the way down and out. And 3, and out. Good work. And 4, and out. Easy. 5, release down and out. And 6, and out. Full range of motion. 7, and out. And 8, and out. 2 more, all the way down, all the way up. 9, and out. And last one, easy. 10, and out. So you can actually go ahead and do 3 sets. We're going to only do 1 right now, so we can get on to the other exercises. But it would be great for you to do 2 sets if you have just a little time, and 3 if you have perfect amount of time to really strengthen the body. Now we're going to strengthen the calves. So you want to take your blue ankle weights and put one on the front of each, towards the front of your knees. If you feel extra strong, you can take the sock weights and add some weight to that. Thanks, Jim. All right, so sitting with the legs right about hip distance apart at a 90-degree angle, I want you to press up to the balls of your feet, then push all the way up to your toes, replace the balls of the feet, and replace your heels to the floor. So you're pushing 1 all the way up on 2, release 3, and 4. What you want to watch, if you look at my whole body a moment, watch my whole body. You don't want to lean back, right? You want to keep your torso forward, so it's just the feet during the work. What are we on? 5, and up, and release, and down. And 6, and up, release, and down. You want to make sure that you're not rolling out on the feet or in, right? So the heels stay right in line with the toes. And what are we on? 9, release, and last one, 10, and up, release, and let it go. Just drop the weights easy to the floor without making any noise. And we're just going to quickly bend over and just stretch out the calves a few times. So just as we had done earlier, just stretch a couple times and then rotate in and out and in and out, and switch to the other foot and flex and stretch it. And 2 and 3 and 4 and in and out and in. Beautiful. Again, we would usually go ahead and repeat another 2 sets, but we'll move forward with the next exercise. So now we're going to strengthen the ankle inverters and everters. You want to take one of your blue weights and put them on the floor in front of you. You step with both feet together and just strap yourself in there. Actually, I'm going to show you, before we do that, what's going to happen to your foot. So watch my foot. If it's flat, all I want you to do from the ankle is think of rotating its side. It stays flexed and reverse. So it's going in and it's going out. If you look at it from the side, I'm rotating it in and I'm rotating it out. All the way in, full range of motion, all the way out. Both feet are going to work together. So again, you're stepping into the weight and strap yourself in. You're going to go on to, this is my favorite exercise. You're going to go on to your right side, supporting yourself by holding the back of the chair, straighten the right arm. Flex those feet. So now we're going to drop down and lift up, all the way down and up. So you don't want to move your hips at all. See how Jeff's moving his hips up here? Jeff, don't move your hips. Keep that and just isolate in the ankles. Up, and what are we on? 5, up, and 7, up, and 8, up, and 9, up, last one, and 10, and up. And hold your stomach, support your lower back, and swing the legs to the other side. So let that left hand on the floor, holding onto the back of the chair with the right. Drop it down and up, and 2, and release. Full range of motion, 3, release. Again, no movement in the hips. 4, release, and 5, release, and 6, release, and 7, release again, and 8, watching over here. If you look at Jim, watch that he's not moving his hips and it's only isolating in the foot. And release it. How'd that feel, guys? Really feel it on the outside, yeah? Great, now we're gonna move on to the next exercise.
Lifting weights can create bulky muscles. There's no question about that. But this program is not about lifting weights. It's about measured resistance in isolated fashion, muscle by muscle, for joint structural integrity as if it were a piece of architecture, where we want around each joint to have the right balance, the right integrity, the right structural positioning for the impact or the movement.
The next exercise we're going to work on is the quads. So I want you to take your towel and long ways, just roll it up. You could bring the outsides in, and you're going to put it right underneath the knees, like close to the edge of the seat, so that your knees are actually slightly higher than the hip flexors. Then you want to take one of each of your weights, ankle weights, and strap them onto your ankles. Again, these are 5-pound weights. If it's too heavy, you can take weights out. You know, it's great to have weights at home that you can actually take single weights out and use the amount of weight that is good for you. So let's put that on and we'll get going. All right, so sitting up straight, make sure that you're not leaning back on the chair, but use your lower abs to support. I want you to tighten those quads. Let's take the arms out to the side, flex the feet completely, point, stretch, flex, hold, and release. So you're actually holding for about 5 seconds. Shoulders stay down. Flex and point, demi, flex, and release. And in front of you, keep the shoulders back, hold your stomach. Point, tightening those quads. Flex and release. And now put the hands right on the quads and make sure they're tightening. Full extension, flex, and release. And again, take it side and point and flex, let it go. And take it up and point, working through the foot, and release. And in front of you, stomach is lifted. Tighten, lift those quads, release, and tighten the quads, and point. Feel the muscles work right at the attachment at the knee, release. And 2 more. Flex, let it go. Last one, lengthen up, and point, and flex, and release. So this is the first of the hip and trunk strengthening exercises. Now we're going to work on the abductor strengthening. So I want you to lay on your side, extend that right arm out, and you can take the towel and put it right on top of your shoulder to lay your head on it. You're going to pull the right knee close to your chest, and you're going to take that left leg and it's extended. So from your heel to your hip, all the way to your shoulder is a direct line. Lifting that leg, you're going to rotate it in slightly. Lift it as high as you can without having any movement forward or back in the hip, and release down. And 2, and release down. And 3, and release down. Easy. 4. So you want to make sure you really hold that stomach to support your lower back. 5, release down. Hold it for a second. 6, release down. Lift up. 7, hold, let it go. Lift up. 8, hold. Don't kick in front of side, but directly side. 9, so you have a direct line. And last one, all the way up. 10, and let it go. Good work. Hold your stomach, push yourself up off your hands, and switch to the other side. Now we're going to do the left side. Laying on the left side, you're going to pull that left knee towards your chest and rotate that right leg in slightly and the hip forward. Again, you're going to lift up 1 and release down. So you really want to make sure you're not rolling out in that hip and back, but keep it forward. And 3, and release down. And 4, and release. Again, we've started here with 5-pound weights. If you find that that's too much, you can go ahead and do less weights. And release down. And 7, release down. And 8, release down. Make sure you're not pushing off the floor with the hand, but just supporting yourself from rolling forward. And last one, 10, and let it go. Let's work on the hamstrings now. So take the pad and you can put it right under the pelvic area, all the way forward, and release your chest to the floor. Okay? Imagine here that you have actually someone resisting, holding those legs back. I don't want you to just, let me just use one leg moment. I don't want you to just bend the leg and let it hit, but you're actually resisting isometrically by squeezing the glutes and squeezing your hamstrings. So both legs together, think of pressing the inner thighs together and the hips into the floor. And lift up, flexing the feet, parallel 1, and then you're going to release it down. Now I want you to keep the heels together, rotate the feet out, and lift up on 2, and release it down. Now rotate the feet in for the 3rd position, and 3, and release. So again, you have parallel, up on 1, flex the feet, and release. Now you're going to turn the feet out on 2, and release it down, and now turn the feet in 3, and release. And again, one more, lifting up, flex, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings. The more you squeeze, the more strengthening you're going to get. And last one, rotate in 3, and release, and take one more parallel to make it the 10th, and squeeze 4, and let it go. Fabulous. We'll now do the hip flexor and the quadricep strengthening. So lay on your back, as Sally Mae's doing. You're going to bend the left leg and extend your right leg. Keep it parallel and your foot's in a neutral position. So I want you to lift the leg up. You're going to put the hands on the back of the leg. We'll give it a little assisted stretch and release it all the way to the floor. Now you're going to rotate the leg out from the hip. Same thing, lift the leg up, assist and stretch it. Relax your foot, Jeff. It's not flexed and not pointed. And now rotate the leg in from the hip. Again, lift up, 3, and release down. And parallel, relax the shoulders into the floor. Make sure that you contract the lower abs as you lower the leg so that there's no pressure on the spine. And lift up 2, and release, and rotate in 3, and release. And one more set, lift it all the way up, and 1. Exhaling on the work face. Make sure you're not lifting that right hip off the floor. Rotate out, 2, and release, and lift up, turning it in on 3, and let it go. And now let's switch legs. Bend your right leg and extend the left leg. And lift up, easy on 1, and let it go. And rotate the leg out, 2. And don't flex, Jeff, relax that foot. Rotate in 3, and release. Good, make sure that knee stays straight. Lengthen 1, the quad is tight, release. Rotate the leg out and lift 2, and release. Rotate in 3, again, try not to lift your hips off the floor. And one more set, lifting up on 1, exhale, and let it go. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed into the floor. And 2, contracting the lower abs as you release that leg. And 3, and release. And last one, parallel. Take it all the way up and let it go. Beautiful, good work. Relax that leg. Now we're going to work on the adductor, the inner thigh muscle. So again, you're laying on your right side. You're going to take that left leg and put the weight actually on the chair, and you're going to take your right leg underneath the chair. So I want you using the inner thigh, bringing the bottom leg to the top leg, all the way up, and hold and release down, and for 2, and release down. And again, holding the stomach in 3, it's a straight line, release down, and 4, release down, all the way up, hold and release down, and 6, release, no movement in that top hip, 7, release, and make sure that that bottom leg doesn't turn out, but it stays totally parallel, 9, and 10. Now we're going to take it up and point it and flex it and put it down, and 2, and point and flex and put it down, and 3, point, flex, keeping that leg straight, 4, and point, flex and release, and 5, and point, don't allow your body to arch, and 6, there you go, point, flex, release, and 7, all the way up, keep it up as you point it, don't let it drop, and 8, point, flex, last one, all the way up, 9, and point, and flex, and let it go. Great, and let's do the other side. Now on the left side, you're going to have your right leg up on the chair, and the left side, the left leg is down on the floor, and you're going to lift it up on 1, flex the foot and release, all the way up, 2, and release, squeezing, 3, and release, and 4, relax that shoulder, but don't arch the back, 5, and release, and 6, and release, all the way up, 7, don't allow that top hip to roll back, 8, 2 more, 9, last one, and 10. Now we're going to take it all the way up, flex, and point, and flex, release it down, and 2, and point, and flex, and release. 3, all the way up, don't let it drop, flex and release, and 4, point, flex, let it go, and 5, point, flex, good work guys, and 6, breathing, point, flex, keep it totally parallel, 7, point, flex, and all the way up, 8, point, flex, 2 more, you've got it, 9, point, and flex, last one, and extend long, point, and flex, and release. Good work, good work. The next exercise is the upper abdominals, and we're going to use Aisha here to demonstrate. So the hands are crossed at the chest, the knees are bent, and you can keep the weight on your legs in order to give you a little stability at the ankles. So you're going to tuck your chin all the way up and stay in that position. You're going to roll up from there. 1, now as you go down, go all the way down, roll down, and keep the chin tucked. You just get to where your shoulders touch the floor and come right back up. And 2, and release down. So every time you go up, exhale, and go down. So think of pulling your stomach in. 3, and down. You don't want to lift up with your elbows, but keep the elbows against the chest. 4, and release, keeping that chin tucked, and 5, and release down. And roll up easy, 6, exhale, and release down. Think of pressing your stomach into the floor as you exhale and inhale on the way down. And 2 more, and up, and press down, and 1 more, and release it. Beautiful. Now we're going to go to the obliques. So you're going to roll over to your right shoulder. Roll to the right shoulder. Now staying in that position, you're going to think of bringing that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Go back to the right shoulder. Now roll to your left shoulder. All the way over, spiral, and then take it up to and release it down. So you go to the right and contract up and down and go left. Exhale and up and release down. Beautiful. And right and up. Release and left. Make sure you twist before you come up. Release. What are we on, guys? 5, 7, and release. And up and release. Exhale, you're not breathing. 8, all the way up and release. And roll and up and release. And 2 more, up and release. And to the left. And last one, try not to jerk, but use those lower abs. Up, stay spiraled, and release. And last one, exhale, up, and let it go. Good job, yeah? All right. This is now for the lower abs, this exercise. So this is a partner exercise. So we're gonna have one girl standing, or boy, and the other one is laying on the floor using her ankles to actually hold on to for resistance. So your legs are on the floor to start. You're going to contract your lower abs and lift the legs to a starting position of 90 degrees. From here, without kicking forward in the knees, keeping that 90-degree angle, she's going to roll up. So up on 1 and down for 10, up 2 and down, and 3 and down. So you want to stay relaxed at a 90-degree. Don't kick up with the feet. 4, think of lifting from the knees. And exhale, 5 and down, all the way up. And 6 and down, good. Exhale, 7 and down, and 8 and down. 2 more, 9 and down. Last one, up, 10 and release. Great, let's switch places. Switch places. The person that's down stands up, and the one that's up goes to the floor. And let's do a set. Ready? Holding onto the feet. And 90-degree angle. Lift up 1 and release. Exhale and 2 and release. Exhale and 3 and release. Good work. And 4 and release. Pulling that stomach in. 5. Beautiful. Release. Keep that 90-degree angle. 6. There you go. Release. And 7. Release. And 8. Perfect. Release. 2 more. 9. Release. Last one. 10. And let it go. So now we've worked all 3 ab exercises. We did the upper abs, we did the obliques, which were twisting, and we just worked the lower abs. Now we're going to work on the gluteals. So you're going to lay over the chair, turn it to the side, and take your towel and put it just right under the hip bones. Take your body all the way over so your hip bones are relaxing on the chair. Your head is in either relaxed position if that's more comfortable, or you can lift it up, lengthen it, but don't hyperextend it. So keeping that left leg relaxed, use the right leg, and you're going to push up the foot towards the ceiling, so you're contracting the glute, it gets parallel to the floor, and you drop it down. We're gonna do this for 10. And push up, 2, and release down. It's important you don't push off that left leg, it's completely relaxed. And go up on 3, and release down. And 4, hold a second, and release down. And 5, all the way up. Don't let that leg turn out in the hip. It stays totally parallel. Up, and release. And 3 more, and release, holding the stomach so there's no pressure on the lower back. And 2 more, and let it go. And last one, all the way up. And now let's switch to the other leg. So relax your right leg, lifting the left leg. Up on 1, and let it go. Up on 2, and release. Breathe up, 3, and release. Good. Exhale, and 4, and release. Keeping it totally parallel, 5, and release. Don't push off that right leg, 6, and release. 2 more, and 7, and release. Last one, up, 8, and let it go. Good. Let's push yourself back. Swing the legs to the side, and let's do a quick stretch just to stretch out the lower back. Both knees to the chest, 2 seconds stretch, and release it, and bend the knees. Hands go on the back of the thighs, stretch, and release. Beautiful. Let's come back up now. And now we're going to work on the hamstring. So you're going to keep that left leg is bent. Both knees are bent to start. Bend your left leg, you're over the top of the foot. You're going to straighten the right leg, and lifting it up parallel to the floor, 1, and release down. And all the way up, 2, and release. Again, your neck is in the position which is most comfortable for you. So it feels better to drop it down. If you feel like lengthening it, keep it long in line with the spine. And what are we on? 7, and release. Good, you're all counting. And 8, having fun yet? Release. And 9, come on, release, totally parallel. Don't let it turn out. 10, and release. Bend that right leg and extend the left leg long. And lifting, 1, reach it to the back wall. And 2, and release. Exhale, and 3, and release. Holding the lower abs to support your back. Don't let that leg turn out at the top. What are we on? And 6, I always forget it's 6 where we're at. And 7, release. 2 more, and 8. Actually, we're doing 10, so a couple more, and 9. And last one, all the way up, 10, and let it go. Again, bend both knees, push back on to your hips, roll the legs around, and take 2 easy stretches. Exhale, and release. This is going to relax the lower back using the stomach muscle and the hip flexors to lift, and let it go. How'd that feel? Okay? Good. Good? Great. So the internal hip rotators, I want you to take your towel and roll it up so it can lift that right knee up off the chair so that the heel is hanging down, okay? So sitting up straight, relax that left foot on the floor completely, and you're going to isolate just by moving in that hip flexor. Lift it out and release it down, and 2, and release it down, and 3, and release it down. So you're internally rotating, and release, and 5, release, and 6, release, and 7, release, and 8, that's it guys, release, and 9, release, 1 more, and 10, and now let's switch to the other leg. So take your towel, put it under the left knee, and rotate out with the foot and in at the hip. 2, and release. So it's really important for dancers who have turned out our entire lives and we have no internal rotation or strength. This is a great exercise. And what are we on now? Anyone counting? 6, and 7, release, and 8, release. You want to balance the muscles internally and externally. And last one, 10. That was it. Beautiful. And let's switch. Now we're going to rotate externally. So switch the towel under the right leg and rotate the heel towards your body and release. And 2, and release. Don't lift the knee up, but relax the knee and just rotate. And 4, and release. Exhale, and 5, and release. Easy. 6, and release. Breathing, and 7, release. Easy, and 8, release, and 9, release. Last one, all the way up 10. Beautiful. Let's switch to the left leg. Take the towel, put it under the left knee, flex that left foot, relax the right side. Foot is parallel and flexed on the floor. Rotate, lifting the heel towards the midline, crossing the midline, 2, and release. Easy, 3, release, and 4. Exhale, and 5, release, and 6, release. Easy, 7, and 8, last 2, and 9, hold your stomach, and all the way up 10, and let it go. Beautiful. How'd that feel? This next exercise is for your lower back, and this is actually the modified version. So first you're going to contract the lower abs to support your lower back, keeping the legs together. The arms are relaxed by your side, and turn the head sideways. You're going to lift the legs up, squeezing the glutes, and release it down for 10, and lift up 2, and release down, and 3, and release down, and 4, all the way up, release. Now if you're more advanced, 5, and released. If you come over here, you can lay your body over the chair. Same thing, you're going to lift up from the floor, squeezing, stomach is contracting first, and down, and up 2. Now Josh is really advanced, so he's actually got weight on his ankles, but you can do this exercise without the weights. After you've done 10, you can stop for me. And release down. And what are you on, Josh? And release down. And 6, and release down. All the way up. 7, and release down. Make sure that your neck is in a position that's comfortable for you. 8, release. 2 more. 9, release. And last one, up on 10, and let it go. All right, now we're going to work on the trunk extensors on your upper back. So if you're doing the modified version, you're going to be laying on your stomach. You're going to lift the shoulder blades together, lift up, holding for 1 second, extend through the neck, and release down. As you can see, Jim is helping out here, and he's holding her feet down. So bring the shoulder blades together, squeeze, lift, look to the ceiling, and release down for 10, and up, squeeze, and 3, and release. Exhale, up 4, and release, and 5. Now let's watch Josh as she continues doing these. Josh is doing the more advanced version, lifting up 1, and release, looking to the ceiling, and Phil is helping by holding his leg down. You need someone to assist you with this. And up on 3, and release, beautiful. And 4, after you've done 10, you release and rest. And up on 5, and release. 5 more, Josh, and lift up 1, and release down, beautiful, and breathe 2. Extend looking up to the ceiling, and release. And up 3, and release. He's contracting the glutes, the lower back, the upper back, it's all working, and release. And what are we on, Josh?
Last one.
And let it go. Fabulous, great work. Now we're going to do the back rotators. So again, start laying down. Again, put something right under the hips, under the pelvic area to support your lower back. And you're going to bring those shoulder blades together and twist, spiraling up towards the right. And this is a modified version. And release down and relax. Again, contracting, lifting up that left shoulder, spiral 2, and release. And up 3, and release. Exhale, up 4, and release. Beautiful. Again, as you can see, Jim is helping by holding those feet down. 5, and release. 5 more, you got it. 6, and release. Think of lengthening through your arms. 7, and release. And 8, beautiful, release. You look in the direction you're going. 9, and release. And last one, up 10, and release. And if you watch Phil over here, he's doing a more advanced version. 1, and release it. And 2, and release all the way up. Spiral first and then bring it up and release. So he's twisting, then he lifts up laterally, flexing and release. Rotate, couple more up. What are you on, Phil? Release.
7.
That's 7, baby. 3 more to go. Come on, go, Wharton. 8 and release all the way up. Lengthen, lift 9 and release. Last one and 10. Now Phil is a long distance runner, a fabulous runner. He does this work every day to keep himself in shape. So it's not just for dancers, it's for the athlete. You got it, babe. You're doing more than 10. You're loving it. All righty, great work. Now we're going to strengthen the lateral trunk flexor. This is actually your love handle, so it's really good for you, especially bathing suit season, okay? So you're laying on your side again, the modified version. On your side, get the arm that you're laying on is crossed over your chest, and the other arm is on your side. Lifting up, you're on 1, reaching the arm towards your knee and put it down 2, and lift up 3. Again, she has someone standing there, it's actually the Jim Wharton, to stabilize her so she doesn't roll backwards or forwards. You want to really stay on your side. Now if you watch Phil, he's going to do the advanced version off the chair, so he has further range of motion all the way down, and he lifts up, reaching that arm as far as he can and releasing. And up, 3, you're going to do 10 guys and then stop and release. And up and release. Exhale on the work phase. So all the way up and release. Good work. And all the way up and release. Just imagine what you'll look like in the summer. Keep going. And up. Come on, Phil. Release. And how many more, Phil? Up and release. You can do it. 2 more. Act like you're having fun. And up and release. Let us know you're having fun. Last one. All the way up. Beautiful. And let it go. Ready for the left side? Let's go. Both together. And lift up a 1. And release down. So make sure you support, lift, contracting those abs down. And all the way up. 3. And release. Exhale. And 4. And release. Exhale. And 5. Stay with her, Phil. And release. Up on 6. And release. Beautiful. And 7. I like the opposition. Release. And up 8. And release. Good job, guys. And 9. Don't roll back. Fight for it, keeping that hip forward. Last one. And 10. And let it go. Phil Wharton now is going to teach you guys the upper body strengthening technique. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, it's all yours.
Thanks, Michelle. Here we go. Let's bend the knees slightly, get a nice wide base so we protect the back, tuck the pelvis underneath us and use those abdominals, lock in at the elbows, and just nice and gentle bring those arms up. We're strengthening the front of the deltoid. Really work those muscles on the way down, because on that negative contraction or that eccentric contraction, as we're going to really build muscles. So we've got to slow it down and just work a little bit at a time. And 3, always have the weights very light in your hands so you're not straining with other muscles in the front of the elbow. So nice and easy coming down, relax head, neck, and shoulder, and just nice and gentle coming up and back down slow. And we're strengthening the front of the deltoid, anterior deltoid. Yeah, and just get a couple more, nice and easy. Nice and easy breathing on the way down, just work those muscles and back, and 1 more. Yeah, it's good. Excellent. Now we're ready for those side muscles. We're coming up and coming back down nice and slow, getting those middle deltoid muscles strengthened, and coming up and really work on the way down. A lot of times people are doing weight training and they're just rushing it too much. You've got to really hold and really reach down a little bit at a time. Good. And up. Just come to midline position. You don't have to hyperextend or go too far upward. Just nice and gentle, coming down. Good. Really strengthening that supraspinatus muscle, which really gets blown out on a lot of people, especially in dance when we do a lot of movements using the entire torso and upper body. Excellent. Let's get 2 more good ones now, nice and slow coming down. Remember that stance. Good. And 1 more. Excellent. So we come up. Good. And really hold on the way down. Now we're ready for those posterior deltoids, or the upper back muscles. We're going to bend the knees slightly and use those abdominals and reach behind us with the elbows locked in. Good. And back down slow. Good. Excellent. A lot of times people will use their trunk too much forward or go into too much what we call flexion. You want to keep that trunk stabilized and just gently move the arms back and control all these movements. Good. And up. Down slow. 1 more now. Relax head, neck, and shoulder. Excellent. Now that we've got those deltoids, we're ready for those upper chest muscles, the pectoralis group. We'll get down on the floor and we'll gently roll. Always when you're getting down on the ground, always protecting your back, so you roll to one side using your abdominals. And if that chair's in your way, just gently move it to the side and we'll be on our back now. All we're going to do is lock in at the elbows. Lock in at the elbows and coming up nice and gently for those upper chest muscles, and nice and easy on the way down. Good. Excellent. Remember, you'll want to have a weight that you can do 1 to 2 sets, even 3 if you have the time, of 10 repetitions. And you should never go to failure. Remember, we're not lifting weights for lifting weights' sake. We're lifting for performance, to strengthen our bodies so that we can do our activities, whether it be dance or other sport or leisure activities. Coming up. Good. Nice and easy breathing. Good. Let's get 2 more now. And down slow and upward. Just come to midline. 1 more. Excellent. Now we're ready for those tricep muscles. We're going to come down with a bent elbow at 90 degrees, and then we'll come upward, extending all the way through the elbow joint, and that wrist gets a little extension at the end of the movement and then comes back down. Good. Just a bent elbow, full extension, back down, all the way to the floor, and then extending through it again. Excellent. Remember that breathing. Exhaling as you're moving the arms up and inhaling as you come back to start position. Always using those abdominals and keeping us flat. Good. Excellent. And up, reaching through the exercise. And 2 more. Very good. If one side's a little bit weaker than the other, try to get it back to balance by doing light weights. Excellent. Tricep. Now we're ready for the next exercise. We'll get on the chair. We'll place the chair to the side now. What we'll do is we'll have the weight in our hand, and with a bent elbow, we'll place that towel right underneath our elbow joint, right at the clavicular head of the pec, and we're coming up and we're strengthening those muscles in the rotator cuff. The movement is external rotation. Up. So keeping that 90-degree angle, now we're getting all the way underneath that shoulder joint, where we get a lot of injuries, and one of the most injured areas in that whole shoulder joint itself is the rotator cuff. Good. A lot of times people do heavy weights, but these muscles are the ones that are always working every time we move. Good. 10. Now, with the weight in the same hand, we can do the internal rotation by coming straight back behind you. Excellent. And back down. Good. Up to midline and back. Good. Sometimes that chair will get in the way, so you have to be careful. But no problem. Just go nice and gentle. You can also do this off your bed at home. Or in a gym, they have weight benches that are a little higher that you can use also. And 1 more. Excellent. For the rotator cuff. Now we're ready for the left rotator cuff. So we'll move the chair, even from a seated position, to the left side, and switch the weight into the left hand. Still bending the elbow at 90 degrees and relaxing the head to one side. Now we're coming upward towards the ceiling for external rotation. And 2, 3, remember the breathing. 4, exhaling as you move up, inhaling as you come back. 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Now internal rotation, the arm goes back behind you. 1, 2, and up. 3, excellent. Keep going. 4, keep rolling that shoulder back. 5, and 6, 7. This strengthens that infraspinatus muscle, which is one of the most injured areas in the whole shoulder joint. And let's get 1 more. Excellent. And now we're going to strengthen those upper back muscles, which are so important for our posture. A lot of times we see ourselves being kyphotic or being too far forward because of things we're doing in life that are forward or flexion in nature. So we'll bend the knees, get a nice wide base with the legs, use those abdominals. The head is neutral and relaxed, but not all the way down. And we'll bring those arms up into a fly position and back down slow. Good. Upper back muscles, upper trapezius. Just try to come to midline. Don't worry about hyperextending. Keep your balance using those abdominals. Slow it down on the way back. Remember the breathing. Get 2 more good ones. Nice and gentle. Excellent. Now from the same position with the knees bent, abdominals engaged, let's bend the head forward to take it out of play. Bend the elbows at 90 degrees and bring the arms up with the elbows bent. And now you're getting into those rhomboids, which are the big players that keep that back erect. Keep those elbows bent. Remember not to grip the weights too tight in the hand, or you'll tense other muscles. Feels good to get some blood and oxygen into those muscles. Get 2 more good ones. Excellent. Now we'll go grab the weights and we're going to go in and do the bicep curls. So we'll go over here, bend the knees, tighten those abdominals and tuck the pelvis underneath us. And here with the palms facing away from you, we'll come up with the weights, nice and gentle, and then back down slowly, a little bit at a time, and get that nice wrist extension at the end. Uncurl the wrist, and then come up a little bit at a time. Excellent. Good. And up, 3, very good. Knees are still bent, using those stomach muscles, coming all the way down with the weight, and 4, coming on up. Excellent. Remember not to use your trunk with this one. You see a lot of people using their trunk. So you want to keep that trunk stable and just use that bicep as much as possible and keep the arms stable. 6, coming on up and back down nice and slow and gentle. Really have the weights light in the hands and uncurl the wrist and then recurl it on 7 and then back down nice and slow. Really work that negative. That means on the way down and coming up 8. We'll get 2 more good ones now. The biceps really going to get toned here as we're strengthening them through full ranges of motion. 9 and then 1 more. 10, coming on back and on up. Excellent. Now we're going to do the shoulder rolls. Sonny's going to demonstrate how we do it. First, Sonny, remember to bend your knees and tighten your abdominals and really roll your shoulders forward, up, and then back. Let's all do it together. Forward, up, and then back. 2 and 3. Get a nice rotation forward, up, and back. Good. And 4, forward, up, and back. Really roll those shoulders back. And 5, really roll those shoulders back. Just do it a little bit at a time. And 6, there you go. Remember to tighten those abdominals. And 7, coming up, and really roll back and wing those shoulder blades back. 8, that's it. A little bit at a time. And 9, and really exhale as you come back. Inhale as you breathe in, as you open up the whole chest. And 10, excellent.
Now you've learned the entire active isolated strength program with the help of Jim and Phil Wharton. We've learned how to strengthen all the way from your feet into the upper body. It's also important to know about flexibility, and there is the tape available, the active isolated flexibility tape. It's important to balance flexibility and strength. One without the other, you can't do the sport you need to do, right? All right. So good luck to all of you. Really take this home, use this tool, keep yourself in the game. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks for your help.
Thank you, everybody.